I just want to have a quick chat about ADHD. Um, I was diagnosed when I was a teenager, and it has definitely affected pretty much all parts of my life. Um, and I've learned how to live with it in a lot of ways, but there's some parts, like the impulsivity, that sometimes are just, they're not easy. I do things and then I regret doing the thing because I did it impulsively and I didn't think it through. Um, and that's not a fun experience, especially when you have the regret that kicks in immediately and it affects your self-image. Things like sometimes I make a purchase and I'm like, oh, I should not have done that, but impulsivity took over, so I made the purchase. um, and I think people forget that in adults ADHD is still a thing. It isn't just something that you have when you're younger and you grow out of. It's something that a lot of people learn how to live with. Um, but it's not something that goes away. You can medicate it. Some people take Ritalin. I recently started taking Ritalin, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I can function exactly the same way as someone who is neurotypical, who doesn't have ADHD. I tend to be all over the place. For me to sit down and focus on something, it takes so much energy that when I sit down and I focus for a few hours and I manage to actually get myself focused, afterwards I'm completely drained. Like, I need rest time for my brain because I've spent so much time telling my brain to stay on the one track when this is the track that I'm supposed to be on. And there's all these like side tracks that my brain wants to go to that I have to consciously be like, no, go back to this track. No, we need to go back to that track. No, I know this track is super interesting right now. We got to go back. We got to get this track done. And that goes for everything. It goes for needing to make a phone call. I need to make a phone call. Realize my phone has low battery. Go upstairs. Find my charger. See that I haven't put away my laundry yet. Start putting away my laundry. Halfway through, I get distracted because I'm like, wait, I haven't seen that one t-shirt in a while. I wonder if it's downstairs. Go downstairs, look in the laundry room, find the t-shirt that I wanted. Be like, okay, I know where my t-shirt is now, so great. What was I doing? No idea. Realize I don't know where I left my phone. Go and find my phone again. Completely forgotten by now that I was attempting to make a phone call and that I went to get my charger to make the phone call and that I was putting laundry away. So the phone call hasn't been made. My phone is still not charging. The laundry is halfway put away. And all of this is only a tiny example of how it is to live with ADHD. Sometimes I find, like, I have these moments of realization where I find myself sitting somewhere doing an activity or writing my to-do list, and then I just think, how is it noon? And I don't actually think I've managed to do a single thing on my list. What have I been doing this entire morning? And then I realized that out of the 10 activities I wanted to do today, I started 6 of them, completed none of them. Things are all over the place because I, for example, wanted to put away laundry, so I've put half my laundry away, the other half is still lying on the bed. I wanted to get my phone charger, so I took my phone charger from beside the bed, plugged it in downstairs, realized I didn't know where my phone was. My phone is, I sometimes find it, no joke, in the fridge, in the pantry cupboard, in my drawer where I was putting my clothes away. So as you can see, it's no joke. ADHD is no joke. So when people say things like, "Oh my God, I'm having such an ADHD moment," because they get slightly distracted, or they think ADHD is just a person going, "Squirrel, ball, car." It's not. That's not. It's a genuine condition that can have an effect on people's mental health and their well-being. So I think it's important that if someone tells you they have ADHD, you ask them, how can I help you? Is there a way I can help you? What is not helpful? Do you have any coping mechanisms that, you want to talk through, that you want to try? Do you want me to be there for accountability? That's something that helps me a lot, for example, is to have an accountability buddy. So I'll tell my friend, I want to make this phone call today. Can you text me in an hour and be like, dude, have you made the phone call? And then if my friend reminds me, I'm like, oh my God, that's what I was doing. And then I just take my phone. I'm like, I am going to make this phone call right now because it's important. And then I do the phone call. And that accountability really helps. So I think when it comes to any kind of neurodivergence, whether it be ADHD, whether it be autism spectrum disorder, whether it be any other type of neurodivergence, just try to respect that other people have a very different experience of life than you do. Everyone has their own little path. My path happens to be going like this all the time because of my ADHD. And I'm truly baffled when I see people that literally just sit down and do the thing, because I have so many things that stand in my way of doing the thing that I just genuinely don't know what it's like to live in a way that you don't have this constant chaos in your head. Until I tried Ritalin, that is. Now I experience brief moments of what I assume is the calmness that other people have in their brain, where there's a task in front of them and they just do the task. And there isn't this constant sidetracking, constant distractions, constant forgetting what you were doing before. And yeah, to me, Ritalin has really made a difference. I take it every day now because without it, I now know how much chaos there is in my brain when I don't take it. So I do take it, and I've been getting more things done than I thought I could. Obviously, I still have my physical limitations and other issues, but it has cut down a lot on particularly the paralysis that I got before, where I would get so overwhelmed by the tasks that were ahead of me that I would literally just freeze. I would just sit there like this and just be like, okay, I need to do this, and this. I need to take this letter to the post office. Before I do that, I need to find my wallet and my phone. I need to get dressed. I need to grab my bag, put my shoes on, get out the door, walk to the post office, bringing all the items I need with me, because that's another thing, going places without my wallet, and it doesn't work that way. And all of those steps just feel like I am, instead of it just being, a logical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little things that are easy to do, I end up feeling like it's this steep uphill battle, and somewhere here all the way at the top of Mount Everest is my goal. And I'm looking at it going, there is absolutely no way I can reach that. It's too far, it's too hard, there's too many things between me and that goal. I can't do it. And then I just freeze and I sit in the same spot, and I'm not resting, not being productive, quite frankly, not doing anything other than stressing out because this goal seems so unattainable. And then that's not really a great way to spend your time. So be kind to people when they tell you that they're struggling with something, whether that be neurodivergence like ADHD or autism spectrum disorder, or whether that be things like depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, any other mental health struggles, or physical health struggles, chronic illnesses, mobility limitations, energy limitations. Just be kind to people, because you can't tell from the surface what they have going on. I think a lot of people don't actually realize that I have ADHD because I have been very high performing in the past because I have completely run myself down to try and do the thing and to try to do the thing as well as possible. I obtained a first class honors degree in forensic science and a distinction across the board master's degree. I have published research on postmortem interval investigation. I have done a lot of things, but I have struggled and I have fought and I have fucking absolutely run myself completely down to the bone to try and do these things because I did them without Ritalin until very recently. And people just didn't realize. People would be like, oh my God, you're so lucky that you're so good at this studying thing that you're getting good grades. And I would just be like, I have not actually slept in 2 days because I was up at my desk the entire night going, focus, 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 please focus, get this done, focus, focus, focus. Getting distracted 10 times, needing to still finish my work, being up until 6 o'clock in the morning, working on the thing, and then sleeping for an hour, and then going to class and being exhausted. And other people would get sometimes a similar grade, sometimes a slightly lower grade, but they worked on it during the day. They got a good night of sleep. They got their shit done in time. And I was just running myself completely down, trying to get these things done. And added to that, my ADHD brings this massive fear of failure. I have rejection sensitive ADHD, so when someone tells me that I did a bad job at something, I take it. I've learned how not to a little bit better now, but I used to take it as almost like I at the very core was a bad person because I did not achieve the thing properly. Hence my need to actually get really high grades and be very high performing and have nobody realize how much I was struggling because I just needed to get the thing done. And I needed to get the thing done in a way that was going to achieve a high grade and be the image of success, because I didn't want anyone to know quite how badly I was struggling, because I thought if people knew exactly how my brain worked and the chaos that was in my brain, that people would be like, okay, well, clearly you're useless then, because why aren't you normal? Why can't you do the normal things? Why can't you do what other people do? So yeah, this is a synopsis of years of therapy and years of learning how to live with my ADHD, among other things. And above all, it's a reminder that you don't know from the surface what other people are experiencing, and the best and kindest thing you can do for another person when they express something to you or when you notice that they're struggling is to say, how can I help you? What do you need? Is there anything I can do? Is there a way for me to make your life better so that you have a more pleasant time here on this blue planet we all share? So yeah, that's just my little rant on ADHD, neurodivergence, and being kind to one another. So if you've stuck it out so far, I'm impressed with you. It's going on 14 minutes, so well done. I'm impressed with your focus. So have a good one.